I've been searching a long time for this one, a 90s classic worthy of my collection. This is rallying royalty right here, and it's an absolute unicorn.
Hey guys, Raj Sanga of Car Audio Security. Welcome back to the channel. You've guessed it, our latest purchase is this 1996 registered Ford Escort RS Cosworth. This is our August purchase. Now, unlike last month's purchase, the E30 M3 convertible, which was a barn find, this is the total opposite. This car is immaculate. Hence why I've got a seat cover and I've got these gloves on. In fact, it's got 16,000 miles on it. Right guys, I'm gonna turn the engine off, get out, gonna walk around the car, show you how clean this car is, and talk to you about the reasons why I bought this car. Isn't she beautiful? 1996 registered Ford Escort RS Cosworth in Auralis Blue. Hence the gloves, because the car is just too clean. Now, I've been after one of these for a good few years, probably 4 or 5 years. I wanted one when I was in my 20s and I couldn't afford it. And with the cars that I have now currently in the fleet, hot hatches from the late 80s and 90s. But I wanted a special car. I just didn't want a tired, beaten up old Escort Cosworth. Now this color, Auralis Blue, is one of 104 manufactured. And they made 7,145 of these Cosies over a 4-year period, I think between 92 and 96. So it's a fairly rare color. And I always wanted a Luxe model, which is the later model, the smaller turbo model with ideally the leather interior. Now, I'm not Michael Jackson, guys. So I think I need to take these gloves off because I feel a bit weird. So, right, let's throw them in there.
So why is it so special? Well, this car was originally conceived as a homologation special, a road legal version of the rally car which was built to meet the requirements for competing in Group A rallying. The Ford Escort RS Cosworth broke the rules, shattered records and left competitors in the dust. Their rally debut resulted in a double podium. The Escort RS Cosworth continued to compete in the WRC until 1998, ending a 3-decade-long legacy, leaving an everlasting impact on motorsport history.
Last 4 or 5 years, I have been looking hard for one of these cars. I think it was September, October 2021. We had a Cars and Coffee event over at CAS HQ. Gerdip brought his Escort Cosi over to the event, and that had a 6.2 litre Chevy V8 lump in there. And I thought, you know what? I need to get one of these cars, but not necessarily a modified one. Now, I've bid on a few, collecting cars, auction website. Prices peaked towards the end of last year and early part of this year, and I wasn't prepared to pay the kind of money that some of these were going for. Myself and Palm went to see one in May at Silverstone Auctions. Lovely car, Imperial Blue, 30-odd thousand miles. That went for well over guide. I think the guide was 50k, and that went for like 68,000 pounds. But the prices have come back a little bit, and that's when I really started looking. Now, this car is actually already known to us. In fact, the person I bought this car off is one of our friends. He bought this car in 2008, and the day after he bought it to CAS HQ, the old shop, and he showed us the car. So we've known this car more or less for about 15 years. Now that person didn't drive the car, parked it up under a cover. It was sawned for a good few years and he put it up for sale this year. We had a conversation, obviously, beat him up on price as you do, you know, at the end of the day I'm a businessman, and we bought the car. And there you have it. Now this car has covered only 16,260 to be precise, and it is pristine. Now, enough about the reasons why I wanted this car. You guys are thinking, Raj, get out of the way, show me the car. So let me give you a walk around of the car, externally, the interior, and I'll show you the engine bay. Now, don't call me out. Yes, I know the spacing on the number plate is a little bit off, but you know what, it is what it is. But you know, just gonna point out a few bits on this car. Front chin spoiler, immaculate. You've got the iconic bonnet vents. Wheels, immaculate, 16-inch wheels, Continental tires, the whale tail spoiler. Guys, I don't know if it comes across on the camera, but this car is just stunning. And as for the interior, the leather interior is again mint. In fact, it's a lot of waffling by me. What we always do is get the car to CAS HQ, get it on the ramp, and let Palm and Jay assess how good or bad the car is. So I think, let's get their opinion. Let's get over back to CAS HQ, get it on the ramp, and show you guys, is this really a good one or a bad one? Right guys, back at CAS HQ, we're in the workshop. I'm gonna grab Palm and Jay and get their opinions on this, what I class as a minter.
To be honest, I'm disappointed you're wasting our time. It's got 16,000 miles, why do we even need to check it out?
Because they need to see.
The car's mint.
I know it is, but they need to see.
Yeah, but like, could have just told them it's mint. Seriously, look, you're not a Ford guy, I get it, right? But,
I mean, I'm not a Ford guy.
But you're not a Ford guy at all.
I've got the Series 1. That makes me a Ford guy. I've
You
got two Fords now, that makes me a Ford guy.
When was the last time you pulled out?
Come on.
Oh yeah.
All right, okay, so what engine's in the Series 1?
1.6.
Yeah, but what's the engine code?
Yeah, 1.6. Let's get back to the Cosy.
Yeah, all right,
okay,
cool.
Look, I know from the outside it's an absolute minter. On the inside, guys, you know what?
It looks brand new.
It looks box fresh.
And even from here, I can smell new car smell.
Original stereo with CD player, which works. All the electrics work.
So when you were looking for one of these, you kept talking about it's got to be a Lux. It's got to be a. What's the difference between a Lux and a non-Lux?
Okay, so the Lux is the last run out. So you get the leather interior, you get the heated wing mirrors, you get the sunshine roof or sunroof, whatever you want to call it. You've got AC and you've got the quick clear heated front screen.
Oh, quick.
So there's no power difference. It's just like a Lux pack.
But wasn't there a difference in size of turbo?
Yeah, so the earlier models had the bigger turbo, but suffered from turbo lag.
Okay.
This is the later model, which has a smaller Garrett T25 turbo, slightly down on power, but less turbo lag.
Okay.
Now, some of the purists will say you should buy the earlier model because you can modify the hell out of them.
Yeah.
And there's some early cars that are like 1,000 brake horsepower. Some people say you can, but from what I've read, you can't really modify the later cars to that level without spending an absolute fortune.
But in your case, it didn't matter because you're not going to modify it.
No.
This is going to be kept.
Well, I say I'm not going to modify it. There's going to be a few bits I want to do, but the engine will stay as it is. It's not going on air, Palm. Why does everything have to go on air?
It just does. Everything's mint on it.
So Palm and Jay love the car, and why wouldn't they?
Speechless, to be fair.
Can't even see stone chips.
never seen an RS so mint.
There's no holes here.
I can't see anything.
It's a minter. Now, with every nook and cranny inspected, there's only one thing left to do.
I'm going to go one step further. Because of the color, and remember, it's a fairly rare color, the interior, the low miles, and the service history, I'm going to call it a unicorn Escort Cosy. Is there another out there like this with the color combo and so on? I doubt it. Now, I think it's about time I get in the Cosy and give it some welly. Listen to that turbo whistling. So, let's go for a drive. I am just so excited to have at last purchased an Escort Cosworth. And for me, this is the ideal spec. Smaller T25 Garrett turbo, reduces the turbo lag, but it still shifts. So there's that lovely turbo whistle that you can hear. And it's very aggressive in third gear. So third gear, foot down, and it goes. And I've got to say, the steering feedback is actually very good, very precise. It's four-wheel drive. There's no clunkiness coming from the gearbox. The clutch is super smooth. It's actually a very well put together example, as you'd expect, having 16,000 miles on the clock. What a car, what a car. Super excited, you know. There are cars out there which, for similar money, you can get 500 brake horsepower. I'm just so chuffed to have bagged this example. In terms of power, this car's got about 220 brake horsepower, which is stock. 0 to 60 in under 6 seconds, so it's pretty quick. Obviously, there are newer cars out there which will cost less than this, for example a Golf R, which will absolutely roast this car left, right and center, but that's not what it's about with this car. It's the heritage, it's a Cosworth. Now, in terms of interior, everything is stock. The only non-stock item that I can see inside is the gear knob, and I actually don't like it. It's a little bit loose as well, to be fair. So if anyone's got an OEM gear knob for a Lux 1995, 96 Escort Cosworth, drop me a DM. I'd be interested to grab that off your hands if the price is right. In fact, last year the previous owner has paid for a full service, cam belt change, AC belt change, oil and brake fluid, all been changed. So clean bill of health on this car. And four-wheel drive, so great handling. You can hear that gear knob rattling about. That needs to go. So yeah guys, there you have it. My 1996 Ford Escort RS, love it. Now, let's get back to Cass and park the car up. Guys, what a car and what an exhilarating drive. Now, this is my August purchase, parked next to my July purchase, the E30 M3 barn find. And it does look in a sorry state, but we'll get into this in another episode. What do you think of this absolute minter? A unicorn car, and that's what I'm gonna call it. The condition and everything about this car, it makes it a unicorn. Now, earlier on I did say that I wanted a car that was unmolested and I didn't want to modify it. However, I still have that itch and I need to do a few subtle upgrades to make it my own. First and foremost, suspension. We need to change the suspension and just lower it a touch. I'm not gonna slam the hell out of it, just lower it a touch. And the wheels, now 16-inch wheels back in the 90s, they were amazing. But in 2023, they look tiny. So we need to maybe go up to 18-inch, change the wheels. You know, what do I go for? Do I go for Compomotives, Rondels, Azevs, or do I go for replica Cosy wheels? Guys, let me know. Tell me what you think I should do. And finally, audio. Original factory cassette, radio, and that CD player will be staying, but I need to upgrade the audio because I will drive the car. So what I'll do is I'll fit a Mechless USB Bluetooth stereo in the glove box, upgrade the speakers and add a amp, and we'll document that on the channel as well as documenting the suspension and wheel upgrade. I'm just so stoked to actually have managed to fulfill a lifelong ambition. I'm gonna say it, 20 odd years I've been waiting to buy an Escort Cosy. Now, this is the end of the episode, but we still have 4 more months of car buying to go. So remember guys, the challenge was buy 1 car a month. This is August's purchase. I still have 4 months to go. I've always wanted a Lancia Integrale Evo 2. Has to be in yellow. Now that would complete that 90s iconic boxy arch era of cars. The Cosy, the E30 M3, which is hiding over there, and an Integrale. So if anyone knows of a Evo 2 in yellow, drop me a DM. Guys, what do you think of my car? I've asked you a few questions. Drop a comment below. You know what you need to do. You need to smash that like button. This car, in fact, will be going to Westside VW, which is on Sunday, the 24th of September, a few days after this episode drops. So if you want to see it in the flesh, pop on over to Westside. Other than that, it'll be here at Car Security, and no doubt you'll see it at events because I will drive it and I will take it to Bicester Scramble and Cars and Coffee events. So guys, smash that like button, make sure you share our content and make sure you subscribe to the channel because as you can see, there are some epic cars coming to CAS TV. I'll see you again on the channel very soon.